Hi, everyone. This is James Nussbaumer, and I wanted to take some time here to talk with you about the top strategy for successfully earning income online. You know, learning how to attain already done for you autopilot software, marketing software, and an offer that really is for a $1 trial uh, period. And why is that for a $1 trial period? Let me explain. But first, let me tell you about a system that has literally saved me from the ongoing conflicts that, go on within ourselves. I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from. Where we're taught that working 40 hours plus, sometimes 80 hours a week is the way to be successful. I no longer speak as an employee because I gave myself the privilege to fire my boss. My boss, that was really my inner self that was telling me that I had to work constantly on end for long hours to succeed in this life. For most of you that know me, know that I spent 8 years in a state prison for a foolish securities violation. You see, I was a financial advisor for 25 years and I crossed an illegal line trying to make some shortcuts in the industry, which involved manipulating some funds that I thought could get paid back but didn't. Anyways, a harsh judge sentenced me to some long time. Well, now I'm out of that prison term and I've put that behind me. And as I continue to write my books, by the way, I'm the author of the book called The Master of Everything. I don't have that in front of me right now, but if you check out my other YouTube videos, I'm sure that you'll be able to find it if you'd like. But that's not the reason for this video, and that's really why I don't have that book with me to show you. But I want to say I've tried almost all the free systems, only to find out that nothing really is free, because you always need to spend money. Even if it means using a computer, having internet access, having a website or a blog that you write. And many people don't really know what a blog is, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But having an autoresponder, and many people don't know what that is either, for sending out emails, having a capture page that works, having good copywriting skills, or just seen on the internet. But I want to tell you, by starting an online business, there's so many things involved. Sure, there's plenty of free stuff out there that you can get into, but what seems to always be filled with hours of unending work to do ends up just having you pull your hair out on ends, and we end up giving up. That's why most people that enter online businesses end up failing. If you want to take what only seems to be the cheaper way and the easier way out, there are some resources out there for you that you can get involved with, but the time that will have you involved with setting things up is just a matter of, is there enough time in your schedule to do exactly all the things that are necessary? And isn't the importance of having an online business to free up your time and allow you to do the things that you really want to do in life? If you were a tech savvy person, then all this, is well enough. But believe me, it still takes time to build a marketing campaign that runs on automation with software that operates effectively even while you sleep at night, or on vacation with your family, on the golf course all day, or at your famous and favorite fishing hole where you've caught all the big ones. Okay. But how do we experience marketing and obtain the skills to do so is another thing that we need to address when getting online, because we have to advertise to bring in money. Isn't that right? Sure it is. But also I want to say that there's another thing about free systems that I need to explain. The lie about free systems is a common one because you always need money to run a business, like I just mentioned. Even if you own a McDonald's, you've got the inventory that you've got to pay for. You can't just open a McDonald's store in the beginning and say, well, hey, I'm just going to start out selling Cokes and French fries, and then when I make enough money, then I'll be able to afford the inventory for Big Macs and Quarter Pounders and so forth. No, that's not the way it works. So Also, let me say that the biggest lie is that making money needs money. And no matter how much you call it free, someone needs to buy something. Yes, but it really doesn't take money to make money, but it takes you getting yourself out there to where people want to learn what you're doing so they can do the same thing. I mean, think about how absurd the statement is when it's, you know, business uh, business needs clients that are just standing in line waiting to buy whatever it is that you have. No, they're not going to buy what you have unless they know that it's going to be of value to them. The only way you're going to make a dollar is for someone to spend a dollar. Wouldn't you agree? When I was starting out in the online world, I got to tell you, I was green as hell. Not knowing what I was doing, I thought that if someone gave me a system that worked and let me try it out, then I could make money. I also thought that if someone just let me use a marketing system for free, I could then see if the system was worth anything for me. Worth is the big thing. Worth being the operative word, meaning worth. What is it worth? What I failed to realize, though, was that if I wanted to move forward in a direction that was proven to take me to the abundance and wealth I wanted, I needed to take a path that was already taken before by somebody before me. So, so many times, so often, we try to do what we know because it's the most obvious and only thing in front of us. To be successful in any field, one either has to make the first move or do as many have done before them. You can be the first, which takes longer, or use what has worked before you. Wouldn't you prefer to take the shorter route and go after what has worked before you and follow a proven system? Wouldn't you agree that that is the best way to go? If the reason for having an online business is to have all the free time in the world that you want to enjoy the things that you really love to do. One thing you should know, the best online marketers have already said, they've already laid out a trail for us to follow, and they don't have to waste any time trying to reinvent the wheel. They've already said that the only smart thing to do is to follow what the successful marketers have done before them. So what have they done? Well, that's a big question because there's so many moving parts and cogs that go with the system, but the main thing that they have done is to make the process automatic. So in essence, they have set up a series of steps and then put it onto autopilot, found software, automation that makes it work around the clock. This is what every one of all the highly successful internet entrepreneurs I've met, this is what they're doing. Having your internet business run on automation is everything. It's how you make money while on the golf course or at your favorite fishing hole, like I had just said before. Taking your child on a softball tournament with the church that travels around the area, which is something that a good friend of mine had done, and their team had won the championship in that region. It was just a great thing, and it took them 10 days to do all this traveling, and his business was running on autopilot. And I believe, I think you get my point here, don't you? In fact, I know of many internet leaders that have told me that if you are working more to make more money, then you're doing something wrong. Do we really want to be working all the time? And all the big leaders, the successful ones, are going to tell you that the secret is to do less work and get more money. This certainly does sound traditional and may sound a bit like the way we should be when you got to put in them hours. I'm offering you the overtime. Are you going to take it? And and we go to the family reunions and people ask, hey, how's things going? Yeah, well, hey, I had all these hours this year and it was a good year. I really worked my butt off, but it had a good bottom line. Well, is it really a good year when you're working your whole life away? That's the traditional way. We think working hard is better, sacrificing is better. Is it really? Is it really? No, it's not. And this is also why I fired my boss, leaving the daily grind of long work weeks behind me. I must add that it's going to cost you to get on the internet business. It is going to cost you. It's not for free. But I got to add this. What it's going to cost you, it's absolutely going to cost you a big amount of devotion. This is not a business where you can just say, oh, I'm just going to push a button and have everything be handed to me and it's just going to go from there. No, you're going to have to put some effort into it, but it's going to be an effort that you love because it's all about what you like to do in life, sharing your interests with the world. By treating this as your life's business is what needs to do. That's the devotion. But think about it this way. Let me say you found a way to easily generate, say, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month. Now, how do you teach this to people that that they can make this happen for themselves? You really can't. You could teach this method to a person and then get the person to teach it to another. But, that all sounds great in theory, but in practice, it really doesn't work. Because the reason is that because if you know how to make $50,000 a month yourself and know 100% of the information that's out there, and if you teach it to someone else, they would need months and months of training just to retain all the info. But generally speaking, a person will only retain about 50% of that information and then pass it on and half-heartedly and then give up later because they didn't reach their goals. And that's what happens and why people fail in online business. So what I'm saying is information is lost as the message is passed on. So if you were to teach your way of making $50,000 a month, you would spend so much time teaching it that you would not have the time to enjoy your life. So my point is, expanding a business in that manner will only burn you out and make you more miserable. There you go, another reason why so many people fail. So what is the solution? It's a place for everyone to come back and get 100% of the info, 100% of the training. Yes, a literal training center with a library of resources online. If I made a set of training that was teaching all my knowledge in one place, then when I wanted to teach it, I would just refer people to that training center. That way, I could teach thousands with one set of training modules or however many I may have. It still surprises me when I see companies sending an expert to teach huge amounts of people over and over again without any recordings or trainings. The internet community is catching on, though. Okay, but still not ultimately fully there yet, but it's on its way, and more people are trying to get into the online business. Automation does not just mean, though, having training for everyone. It also means having emails sent out automatically when you're not available. Follow-up emails is the backbone of an online business. It also means having a way of capturing emails with a capture page. When people go to your blog or your website, and if you don't know what, if you don't know what, then is it okay if you don't know what to put out there and your messages maybe a day? If you're not on automation, how do you know what to put out there? So you've got already done for you automated emails that go out there. But in a nutshell, it's a way of getting a person's email so that you can contact them later to give more info on your niche business. You set up a timing schedule when a certain time every day that email goes out to people. There are many reasons for building reasons and areas for building a business on automation, and that's what you will learn. However, all of them get very mixed up and abused, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. There's no real clear direction in most systems that are out there, mostly because the focus of so many people is on greed, and for some reason people just don't know how to communicate properly with people. The problem comes down to a simple thing, which really is that if you think that you'll get rich by keeping all the good stuff to yourself, then you're just going to end up alone and very miserable. Being wealthy comes in two ways. You either inherit that wealth or you earn that wealth in a smart and healthy way. Hey everyone, to find out more about how to have your own online business like I had done, I had set this up for myself with a mentor above me that has helped me, and now I have people under me that I am mentoring. And it's just like a procession line. The people that know more ahead of me are teaching me. The people that don't know as much as I do, I'm passing on down to them. It really works out great. So if you want to know more about that, click on the link in this YouTube video, which would take you to my James Nussbaumer Real Abundance page, or if you're also on this written blog post, click on the links contained on this blog post, and you will find out all that you want to know about this great system. It's a system that I am just astonished with the results that I have received in just about a year, a little less than a year, and I just can't believe. I'm just so thrilled with what lies ahead in the future. Hey everyone, I hope to see you on the inside someday, and I hope to have you a part of my team, and I hope to just see you one day living your life's dreams and doing what it is that you really want to do in life. God bless you.